Okay, this council is now back in session. We're going to move on to the next speaker, Mr. Weber. Mr. Weber.
Colleen Hurst. The subject is general.
Oh, crap. Sorry.
Well, you woke me up.
Sorry. Colleen Hurst, 211 Warren Avenue. Okay. Well, actually, that kind of leads right into this. Too many freaks, not enough circuses. The phrase reminds me of how chaotic life can become sometimes, and how quickly. You only need to listen to understand how bad the situation has gotten in this city. There's a tremendous amount of distrust. No one knows who and who not to trust anymore. The fact that the recall committee had enough signatures to submit them is testament to that. While some of the recall signatures may be personal, not all of them are. If one were to believe that 2,600 people just had a personal grudge, the question would beg, what did one person do to those 2,630 people to warrant 2,630 different grudges? Just last week, Romania's population removed their leader on a no-confidence vote. This means that even though they had voted him into office during the last election, they have since lost their faith in his ability to do his job and what is best for the people. I applaud them for coming together and standing up for themselves and using the processes in place that allow them to create change. And I hope it turns out better for them. Provided for us through the wisdom of our forefathers, our country's governing entities also have systems in place to allow for changes in leadership amidst failure, whether it's real or perceived, of officials to perform their duties. In Elyria, the system has fostered the recall petition. The recall petition in and of itself is not a no-confidence vote, but instead it presents an opportunity for the voters to reassess an official's performance and compare what they've expected with what has been delivered. Ohio's recession started in February of 2008. Elyria started in April of the same year, with the housing market already suffering a 32.48% decline. By July 2008, the housing market declines were up at 42.9%, and job losses in the area were approaching over a 1% dip from the previous month. This information was from MSNBC.com in the business section. So perhaps the lagging economy had something to do with growing public interest in city finances, especially expenses. Naturally, the line is drawn back to leadership. Now, I'm wearing a jacket that belonged to my grandmother. She and my grandfather were very patriotic people who had faith in the system of government in this country. My grandfather was a Marine during World War I. His love of this country and belief of individual rights and freedoms for all never waned, nor did his belief in the principle of doing what is right and just. He retired from the Sheriff's Department in 1969. People of this country, this city, have the right to move for change in leadership if they feel their leaders are lacking. It is for this reason that when I was approached by a petitioner for the recall, I signed it. I understood that it itself was not a recalling of the mayor, but instead the means to provide an opportunity for voters to consider if the mayor has performed within their expectations during a period of crisis, and ultimately if they wish to keep him for mayor for the duration of his term. I respect our system and its checks and balances. Furthermore, I respect fellow citizens' efforts to provide the opportunity for everyone to reconsider their leadership's capabilities. And who are any of us to deny a request for such an opportunity? It's not about support or denial of leadership. It's about supporting the choice of fellow Americans, fellow Illyrians. No personal grudge here. I openly inform you of this because in this city, the line between sincerity and lip service has become blurred. It has corrupted and discouraged the important practice of communicating. communicating between city's public, its workers, and its leaders, possibly stemming from a twisting and manipulation of words by those with ulterior motives. People from all sides have contributed to this growing lack of faith and questioning of integrity. Distrust has been building for many reasons. There is a general consensus that who you are or who you know has a bearing on what you are told, who listens to you, and how people respond to you. This is precisely why what we tell our friends differs from what we tell acquaintances, and what we tell family differs from what we tell co-workers. It is not, however, how a relationship between government and its constituents is supposed to operate. What I've learned from talking to various local officials is some are open and encouraging, others are closed-minded and refuse to hear anything that differs from their own views, while others just get bitter, angry, and judgmental. Whatever motivations that leads one to seek elected positions, dismissing or being disrespectful to constituents is a mistake, as is believing that experience makes you incapable of making errors. When a person is surrounded only by those who never disagree, it provides no opportunities for growth and learning because it never challenges the individual. The person can become complacent and their performance stagnant. Since none of us are perfect, who can't benefit from communicating with those with differing opinions, rather than dismissing them as petty or unknowledgeable? Dismissive attitudes in elected officials gives the impression that they don't care, don't listen, or worse. Most people may not know how to lead a city and all the intricate responsibilities of such a position, but they know the basics of what makes a city successful because it's common sense. Perhaps if more people in key positions made sincere efforts to connect with and try to resolve concerns instead of labeling them, it might have taken the wind out of the sails of the recall effort. The success of gathering the needed signatures can be seen as a testament that the recall people may have put more effort into their goal than the administration had into theirs. Respect earns respect. Negativity breeds negativity. Sincerity encourages sincerity. And smiles are contagious. Thank you.